Welcome. We've got some thrilling Arsenal news lined up for you, so stay tuned until the end to catch all the latest updates. And don't forget to leave 300 likes to keep us motivated in bringing you the latest Arsenal updates. Gunners break Premier League records as Eze'S wonder strike sends Arsenal back to the top. Arsenal have reclaimed top spot in the Premier League after grinding out a narrow 1-0 victory over Newcastle United at the Emirates Stadium on Saturday evening, April 25, 2026. In a nervy encounter heavy with title race tension, Mikel Arteta's side secured the 3 points they so desperately needed, with Eze'S' superb curling strike in the 9th minute proving decisive. The goal, which came from a cleverly worked short corner involving Noni Madueke and Kai Havertz, not only settled the contest but also saw the Gunners break 2 Premier League records. It was their 17th goal from a corner this season, the most ever in a single campaign, and marked the 10th time they have opened the scoring from a set piece. The result leaves Arsenal on 73 points from 34 matches, 3 points clear of Manchester City, who still have a game in hand, though the performance was far from convincing and left the home supporters on edge throughout. Despite the historic set-piece milestones, which highlight the outstanding work of set-piece coach Nicolas Jover, the evening was a classic ugly win, full of anxious moments and labored passages of play. Newcastle, who have been struggling for form, still made life uncomfortable for Arsenal, while concerns over injuries to both Eze'S and Havertz added a note of caution to the celebrations. As the business end of the season looms, with tricky fixtures still to come, Arteta's men showed the mental resilience required to win when not at their best, but they will know the real test of their title credentials is only just beginning. Jose Mourinho speaks out about Eze'S wonder strike fires Arsenal back to Premier League summit in nervy 1-0 win over Newcastle. Arsenal have reclaimed top spot in the Premier League after securing a narrow 1-0 victory over Newcastle United at the Emirates Stadium on Saturday, April 25, 2026. The decisive goal came from Eze'S with a stunning strike from outside the box. The result sees the Gunners move 3 points clear of Manchester City, who still have a game in hand. The match was a tense and nervy affair, as many observers noted. Although Arsenal controlled possession for large parts, their play became somewhat labored once they took the lead. Newcastle offered stubborn resistance and might have nicked a point had they been more clinical in front of goal. Eze'S' goal in the 9th minute proved to be the pivotal moment that changed the complexion of the game. It stemmed from a cleverly worked short corner, with Kai Havertz providing an excellent assist. Eze'S then unleashed a curling effort that flew into the top corner, leaving Newcastle goalkeeper Nick Pope with no chance. The strike was not only spectacular but also highlighted Eze'S growing maturity and quality this season. Despite the early advantage, Arsenal were unable to dominate proceedings as convincingly as they would have liked. Their passing became disjointed at times, and several promising attacks broke down. Newcastle created a few dangerous moments, but Arsenal's defensive discipline coupled with a touch of good fortune ensured they kept a clean sheet until the final whistle. Speaking after the match, Jose Mourinho praised the goal, saying, "That was a world-class strike from a player who had the courage to shoot from distance. Arsenal needed a moment like that when they looked a bit nervous." Eze'S showed that in a title race, individual quality can rescue a team. Gary Neville's post-match comments also drew attention. The former Manchester United defender suggested that if Arsenal go on to win the title, they will crawl over the finish line being pushed in a wheelbarrow, due to how edgy and anxious their performances have felt lately. Arsenal had briefly lost their position at the summit after suffering a 2-1 defeat to Manchester City on April 19th. Saturday's win over Newcastle was therefore an important response that keeps their title hopes firmly alive. The Gunners now sit on 73 points, 3 ahead of City. The Premier League title race in the 2025-26 season is entering its most critical phase. With only a handful of matches remaining, every point feels like a cup final, and these hard-fought, ugly victories often prove more valuable than comfortable wins earlier in the campaign. Arsenal will need to find greater composure and consistency if they are to lift the trophy. Overall, the victory demonstrated Arsenal's mental resilience even if their collective performance was far from perfect. The big question now is whether the Gunners can hold on to top spot until the end of the season, or whether Manchester City will mount another dramatic comeback. This title race continues to be a fascinating one to follow. Clattenburg backs referee as Pope yellow card row erupts after Arsenal's nervy win. Mark Clattenburg has delivered a clear and measured verdict on the controversial incident involving Newcastle goalkeeper Nick Pope during Arsenal's narrow 1-0 victory at the Emirates Stadium on Saturday evening. In the second half of a tense title race fixture, Martin Odegaard threaded a long ball over the Magpies' defence, sending Victor Gyökeres clean through on goal. Pope raced off his line, missed the ball completely and brought the Arsenal striker down inside the penalty area. Referee Sam Barrett brandished only a yellow card, citing the covering position of defender Malik Thiaw. Former Premier League referee Mark Clattenburg, speaking exclusively, fully supported the decision not to send Pope off. He explained that while there was no doubt a foul had been committed, the key question was whether Gyökeres had been denied an obvious goal-scoring opportunity. Clattenburg stated, "No one can argue that there was a foul by Nick Pope on Victor Gyökeres, and the only question for the referee is whether Gyökeres had a goal-scoring opportunity. When the foul happens, Malik Thiaw would clearly have got to the ball first, so this makes the decision of a yellow card correct by the referee." Many Arsenal supporters and manager Mikel Arteta saw the incident rather differently. Arteta described it as a really debatable no red card for the second time in 2 games, referencing a similar flashpoint against Manchester City. He firmly believed that with Pope inside the box and the covering defender outside, the challenge warranted a straight red. The controversy carries extra weight because Arsenal only managed a single-goal victory, courtesy of Eze'S' fine strike. A red card to Pope would have left Newcastle with 10 men for a significant portion of the match, potentially allowing the Gunners to improve their goal difference, a factor that could prove decisive if they finish level on points with Manchester City. Nevertheless, Clattenburg's assessment highlights the precise and often unforgiving nature of the dog-so rule. The covering defender's position meant Gyökeres did not have a clear, unobstructed path to goal in the eyes of the law, even if the challenge looked clumsy in real time. This latest officiating debate adds another layer to Arsenal's nervy run of results as the season reaches its business end. While the 3 points were gratefully received and restored them to the top of the table, questions remain about whether marginal calls are beginning to mount against Arteta's side. In the final analysis, Clattenburg has offered a calm, technical perspective that many in the game will respect. Yet in the heat of a fiercely contested title race, such decisions continue to spark passionate disagreement and leave managers like Arteta feeling hard done by. Thanks for watching Arsenal Time. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below. Continue following the Gunners' journey with us, and see you in the next video. Come on, you Gunners!